Hey guys, hope you guys had a great weekend. Um, I caught an excellent documentary, a Frontline documentary. It's talking about the war on the EPA. I've been watching a lot of Frontline lately. I grew up watching it, and I've got to say that they are one of the most cutting edge investigative report programs probably out there today, and longest running too. Um, they have a leftist slant, no doubt, but they keep it correct. And as I get older, I'm on the left, but I recognize I need to have the viewpoint of both sides. I need to have a fair assessment of the facts. And I can look at right wing stuff and recognize it's nonsense, and I can still watch it for my own edification. So I'm making this video to speak on collapse. I'm making this video to speak on why I follow Reddit collapse, so why I consider myself to be a part of that community. So someone said a while back on another Reddit post, they were talking about how to them collapse was about people. The Reddit thing. The Reddit thing about collapse was about people who basically want to give up America and destroy America, and that's a lie. Those are lies. Reddit collapse is about acknowledging that survivalism is not enough. You can do things to protect yourself, and they talk about different things you can do to protect yourself, as far as maybe like people living underground as it gets hotter, all these wildfires in Europe right now. But it's recognizing that the problems are so much bigger, and a lot of prepping stuff is about going out and starting a fire and things like that. Collapse is about seeing the future and recognizing that the very people in charge of our society don't care. And that even when the left obtains some type of brief reprieve in oppression, or you get someone in office who actually reads reports done by government agencies on climate change, things of that nature, and pandemics, things of that nature, and put for a good policy, you can have a Trump-like figure that can destroy it all in a heartbeat. I'm not going to go into detail on the Attorney General of Oklahoma and the different struggles he had with Obama and lawsuits, and Obama was trying to do stuff that was basically, from what I understand, already lawful. They already had the laws to do it, and he was just throwing stuff at the wall to see what'll stick. I'm not going into that, but I am going into I'm going to say that seeing this documentary, seeing this program showed me that a COVID-like situation was going to happen. It's kind of like when people say, like, what if Hitler didn't do the Holocaust, something like that? Well, he was always going to do it because that was his nature. Same thing with Trump and COVID. People say, like, what if he just did this or that or the other? It's unlikely that it would have changed anything because people follow a path. We all follow a path. From the moment you get up in the morning to the moment you lay back in bed at the night. Everything you do, you're walking a path, and you're on a journey of human development that will develop your character for good or for bad, and it will also develop how people around you see you for good or for bad. Are you trustworthy? Are you honest? Seeing that in this case, the very people that Obama was fighting against to do this stuff, the Paris climate agreements and stuff like this, and seeing that Trump comes in office, erases everything, and the very people who have been in there for 20 years or however long they were in there, feeling like they couldn't even talk to people that were over them, that really hit me hard. And I'm watching it in 2022. This happened back when Trump first got in office. I would love to see a follow-up. But it just, for me, it reminded me, people tell me, like, people say, oh, we could do something in the future. No, we can't. Because you could always get a Trump-like figure who can erase the Paris Climate Agreement and erase everything else in a heartbeat, and people will believe it and they won't even question it. I remember Tucker Carlson saying that Trump is for America, the Paris Climate Agreement is for Paris. I remember thinking, these bumpkins are so stupid. The people that follow and support Trump, they are so abysmally stupid. And they abide in such an aura of of ignorance. That they believe the Paris Climate Agreement is for Paris. That's where the thing was held at, stupid. You've had various climate meetings all over the world. That's a meeting by various members of nation states who are simply meeting to talk about what can we do about climate change. And to see that in just not even a year, from what I understand, Trump was able to roll back all these cases. It reminds me that America's on a backwards and forwards seesaw of democracy, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't call it that. If you want to call it that. And that no matter what we on the left do, it can be destroyed because the people that you're dealing with aren't operating off of science. They're operating off of what's good for the economy. And that's such a short-term viewpoint. It's a short-term view of the world around you. And I'm listening to one of the guys talk about how the EPA has, good regulations. There are certain things that they need to be doing. I'm thinking to myself, the only reason why you feel that way is because somebody on the left, long ago, before my mama was even alive, before my mama was even born, my grandparents, probably children, when they were young, someone back then died for that. Someone back then died to get the 40-hour work week, to get unemployment insurance, to get the MSDS reports, where they have to tell you what they're making in a factory, whatever you're exposed to give you your labor laws. Someone fought and died. They were shooting people where I come from back in the 30s, protesting. Yeah. So when they say, oh yeah, they're maybe some things are bad, that's because someone on the left fought for that. The right didn't give us anything. The right didn't give us anything. That's important to know, whether it be asbestos, whether it be, the big tobacco, whatever. All this stuff was fought for, and people died. Go back and look at the Pinkerton detectives shooting, murdering people. America's got a really bad labor history, and that should be taught to people. That's something that when they talk about, that's why I say when people talk about the status quo, they talk about they're moderates. That means you believe in status quo. That means you're actually conservative, because the history of America has been about leftists fighting for individual rights from day one. This moment, getting back on subject, now with Biden, which is really Obama 3.0. It's 3.0, but he's in a different time now, because you're in a COVID endemic era. Russia got the boots on. Russia's operating and they're waging war and killing people and engaging in terrorist attacks. Having to go to Saudi Arabia when they killed Khashoggi and everybody knows about it. So it's Obama 3.0, but it's a different level. It's a different game altogether now. But he's trying to do what Obama did. And even when I see the good things Biden is doing, I still don't feel any pride or happiness, because I understand the next president, DeSantis, whoever else, can destroy all of it like that. What the Supreme Court is doing is basically Trump's legacy. Trump said when he got in office, he said he was fine with the gay marriage, but he said he put people in office who opposed it. He said that. And now you see the fruit of that tree. That fruit of the tree is rolling down the hill. Can you see it? Abortion, gay marriage, interracial marriage. I mean, and I always make this point with people. It doesn't matter if the right accomplishes this stuff. I remember reading in 2008 that the Texas Republican Party, they put out planks. Some of the planks aren't even legal. They talk about they want to get rid of the EPA. They want to get rid of endangered species. They want to get rid of hate crime laws. It doesn't matter if those things happen or not. It doesn't even matter if they're legal or not. It's telling you where they stand, and it's telling you what their intentions are. No basketball player makes all his shots in a night. He might even make half. That isn't the point. He intended. His point was to make the shot. Like I said, that's why I believe in collapse. That's why I follow collapse. That's why I will always be a part of that community over even being on the left. I will always be part of collapse, because I understand that if we in America don't believe in science, and if so many people are so willing to be caught up and they're willing to follow a fool, an idiot, and even after the fact, make excuses for him after their family has died. I'm talking about COVID now. If that's the case, and the kids are getting killed in school shootings, if that's the case, then I don't even really know what to say. I don't even know really. You're not even a part of the country I live in or the country I believe in. You know, this isn't an argument about politics. This is an argument about basic facts and basic biology and basic reason. And you don't believe in any of that. I just, like I said, that's what collapse means. Collapse doesn't mean get rid of America, throwing America down the road. Collapse is about acknowledging how corrupt the institutions really are. And it's about acknowledging that America is not run off of science or anything like that. America's run off of big business and corporations and corporate welfare. It is disgusting to me to see somebody, disparage that Reddit as something that, they want to throw America down the river. No, we don't. We're sickened and we're disgusted and we're saying, if this is where America's going, then bring it on. I don't want to go back to the Obama era. You don't have to see that documentary and understanding what Obama tried to do. I don't want to go back to this era. I guess it's kind of a childish thing as a man. It's kind of childish to look at the past and be like, I want to go back to it. Like, no, because Trump exposed America for being what it always was. Whereas with Obama, we were like this post-racial country. No, you're not. No, we're not. That to me, that's beneficial. There's a whole generation of black men out here that think they're Republicans. Kanye West comes to mind. Other folks, Herschel Walker, they're conservatives because they hate gay people and they want low taxes. They don't understand the bigger things in the background that are so much bigger than sexual identity or how much money's in your bank. And they don't understand that no one hates America. No one wants to destroy America. But if America is choosing to go down a path of anti-intellectualism and we're choosing to use our power in an anti-intellectual way, that's problematic. And people aren't going to respect us as such. And if you believe in that, that's okay, that's fine. But you should understand that it's kind of like America coming out the closet. It's like America's wearing a suit and it jump out the closet with some old ghetto clothes on or something. America has exposed itself as being, the government, as being just a mouthpiece for the rich and the powerful. And there's nothing that we can do about it. That whole documentary, if I watched it then, before COVID, like I would understand, like, yeah, we had COVID. Of course Trump would waste 2 months on COVID. Of course he would get rid of the pandemic response team. Let's make money. Throw the rules out the window. Let's make money. Let's step on that pedal and run right into the brick wall. Ecologically, scientifically, and also when it comes to emergency contingencies in regards to a pandemic. It's tragic because Trump sold us down the river in so many ways. And that it may be more tragic to realize you have a lot of people out here who want it that way. Thanks for listening.